Hello, this is Chris Bentson, and it's time for another reSource Minute. Today's topic, better together. What do we mean by that? It's often said that in entrepreneurship, it's a lonely, lonely space. And I think that's true for a lot of independent orthodontic owners. Who can you surround yourself with to help improve your performance? And that's the topic today, and I want to go around this virtual boardroom. You're at the head of it, but who should you surround yourself with to get the best results over your career? We'll start with an orthodontic mentor. Maybe somebody you went to school with, maybe a professor, but another orthodontist, not to just talk over cases with, but to also talk through some of the business decisions that you need to make. I've got an HR problem. I'm thinking about this piece of equipment. Who are you using for this or for that? This is an important person in your life, and it's kind of one or two key people that can help you, that is like-minded and is doing what you're doing. Probably the most important person professionally that you'll hire, certainly earlier in your career and throughout, is your CPA. We think this should be somebody who understands dentistry. They don't have to be siloed in ortho. We don't think necessarily that you have to hire the senior partner in the CPA firm, but somebody who understands your world, that's done tax work for them and understands how you're structured and is trying to work with you to keep as much money from the tax man as possible. And ideally, somebody you can be face-to-face with. An insurance advisor is needed from time to time. There are certain insurance products you must have as an orthodontist, and there are some that are nice to have or you can have and they're elective. But we think you should investigate the whole cadre of insurance products. You need somebody smart that understands that and what your income level is and what your risks are. But don't forget disability insurance. That's an important one. We get that call once a quarter of somebody that's having a problem that doesn't have disability insurance and sure wishes they did. So take a look at that one for sure. An attorney. You don't need an attorney in your life every year, but anytime you're signing a contract, we think it's great advice to have an attorney look at that for you. Certainly when you're entering into a practice, when you're entering into a lease, when you're buying a piece of real estate, when you're bringing a partner in or transitioning out of your practice, you need a good contract attorney, so make sure you have one of those in your life. A local banker / lender. Most of you do your banking online, we understand that, but if you live in a suburban or rural area, it's sure nice to walk into the bank and know the president and who's working there in the bank. And you will need a lender because you're going to borrow money for all kinds of things from time to time. And so make sure you establish a relationship with somebody who understands your financial situation and can get you answers quickly on the lending side. A practice consultant / wealth manager. I want to emphasize this one because so few of you use a practice consultant. The data over the last 35 years of my career has been very consistent in that only 20% of you will ever engage with a practice consultant. I find that surprising because as we value your businesses, your practices, we find that if you do use a practice consultant, you almost always outperform those that do not on every operational and financial metric. They really do help. Do you have to have one every year? Maybe not, but every 1, 2, or every 2 or 3 years, bring a practice consultant in. A checkup from the neck up is a good idea. Where wealth managers are concerned, you're going to have the opportunity to accumulate a lot of wealth as an orthodontist. And orthodontists are renowned for making unwise decisions with that wealth. Find somebody that can keep you out of the ditch, that helps you save and grow the money that you're going to earn. A transition advisor. Certainly you don't need one of those in your life all the time, but anytime that you're going to enter into a practice, that you're going to hire an associate that might lead to partnership, or that you're going to exit a practice, do not do a for sale by owner. And I'm not the only ones that do this. And so call the AAO, they can give you a list of transition advisors that you can choose and vet. Social media marketing partner. These days, if you're not good at this, you're not going to compete, you're not going to be relevant. You need somebody, even though you may be native and have grown up knowing how to do this yourself, it just gets to be too much. So find a good partner that can drive your social media and your marketing. You find so many of your new patients this way, and that will increase incrementally over time. And lastly, your spouse or partner. Do they need to work in the practice? That's up to you, and I'm not making an opinion on that here. But anytime you're making a big decision, should I move the office to this location? Should we bring this doctor in? Should we spend this kind of money? Should we do this specific marketing idea? I think it's a great idea to discuss that with your spouse or partner. They know your gaps, they know your habits, they know your weaknesses and your strengths, and you'll make better decisions if you make that decision on bigger things with your spouse or partner. What we found at Bentson Koppel is that if you surround yourself with these people, you'll end up having a happier practice life, you'll have a happier team, and you'll probably do better work for your patients. That's the reSource Minute we thought you'd like to know.